Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam, is Joe, and we are back with another video sponsored by Surfshark. And today's video is 10 things Ollie must fix going into the new campaign. And I've got Joe here with me to have a little debate on all of the points that I have got in relation to what Ollie must fix ahead of the new season. Of course, though, this is sponsored by Surfshark, so thank you to those guys for getting involved. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description below and all that good stuff. I'll tell you why, because we've got such a good deal for you. If you didn't know, Surfshark's a VPN. So you can jump on Surfshark and you can use different IP addresses from all around the world, whether you want to pretend you're in America or India or wherever. And the things you can get around using that are the type of things like, you know, on Twitter, when you see a video of a goal and you can't watch it and it says, you're in the wrong location.
In your country.
It's got a mobile app for that.
Come on.
It's got stuff on Netflix
Yes.
to maybe bring up Netflix. If you're bored of all the Netflix in the UK, you can change it up to the US Netflix.
Yeah.
So all those little kind of things can be done. Remember surfshark.deals/McKola to get on it. And you will get 83% off and an extra 3 months with the words McKola as your coupon code. So that's the promo code McKola, MCKOLA, 83% off, 3 extra months for free. The link is in the description. Go on.
That's almost too good, isn't it? 83% off.
I've had a word with Surfshark.
You've got to give it a go at that.
I bailed Surfshark. I said, lads, you're giving them too much and me too little. Can we work this out? Can I have a little bit more and they have a little? They said no. Customers come first, Adam.
Well,
so I said, fair enough. I'll be telling them all about the Surfshark deal. So get on it for your VPN, different Netflixes,
also, just
iPlayers.
Just from a security perspective as well, you don't always want every website to know where exactly you are. You might want a bit, I don't know, privacy. In
some
your
people
life
can't go on social media in some countries.
Exactly. Just sometimes, yes, it's great to be able to go on American Netflix, Canadian Netflix, and there's loads of great movies. You can just Google best exclusives to different locations, and I just go on all the different ones, depending on what I want to watch. But sometimes you just think, I just want people to not know where I am for a second. Let me just have a bit of privacy, and it's great for that as well.
You can do that as well. So there you go. Make sure you check out Surfshark. But let's get stuck into this video now. 10 things Ollie must fix before the season starts. Now, number one, I'm going to keep this simple. Get this in early, out early. Number one, might already be sorted by the time you watch this. The right wing position.
Yeah.
Jadon Sancho goes without saying, doesn't it, Joe?
It's happening, isn't it? It is happening, but it's something that needs addressing. You can't. It's not like you can say, "Oh, well, we've signed him, so that's sorted." Well, we haven't actually signed him yet.
As we speak.
As we speak.
When this goes out, we may.
And even if we have signed him by the time this goes out, that doesn't necessarily mean that's all that's sorted. Ollie still has to be a good manager to work out what happens with Greenwood, what happens with Rashford, Paul Pogba getting dropped back in because he was playing on the left, Rashford was playing on the right. He's got some more headaches to deal with now. But having a functional, exciting, top-class player in that right-wing position is so important if United want to do anything next season.
Massively important. And it may mean a change of formation, not to get a right-winger in, but to change the midfield, like you're saying about Pogba there. And he's the man we've wanted for a long time. Like, we've been crying out for Jadon Sancho from last summer. We never got him. Now we're going to get him, if it's not done already. So number one, sort that right wing spot out. Nice and easy, Joe. You agree?
Couldn't agree more.
Number two, we got to sort out this goalkeeper situation. What's happening?
This is like a real debate, and I don't mean between us. I mean,
everyone.
I think in Ole's head, this is still a debate. You would hope by now that the coaching staff, the team, have got the plan in place. You know, it seems as though we're drifting towards Henderson being blooded in a bit more, and it will be him. But it's not a guaranteed thing. Henderson's a good player who's had a great season at Sheffield United, a pretty good season at United this season, but not so good that you go, he's definitely better than De Gea. There are still questions with Dean Henderson, and Ole has to sort that out. One big thing that I think maybe the sort of, you know, that kind of tipping factor,
wages?
The wages. And as much as I don't want it to be like, well, United have got more money, so just pay more. You know what we're like. Henderson, I don't know exactly what he's on. I would assume it's 100 grand or less. De Gea around 370,000 a week. That is a huge difference. Is he worth that extra 5 times the difference? Maybe not.
And the way clubs look at things is like, they look at wages, so they'll look at that as, if we get after wage bill, we can spend a bit more elsewhere. that's how they look at things. Obviously, transfer fees are important, but getting players off your wage bill is also important. And if we're looking at bringing some players in on big wages, if we're looking to give Pogba a little bit extra money, you know, Sancho, 350 grand a week or whatever it is, we're going to have to make some space. We've made a lot of space in the last year or so, getting rid of Alexis, Lukaku, etc. But that's another one. We need to sort that out, though, and Ollie needs to get it right. I'm still...
You don't know.
Right now, I say De Gea.
Even with the money. If you think
I don't, the money to me is going into the Glazers' pocket or into a player's pocket. Like, for me, I don't want to go into this season, oh, we sorted right wing and all these other issues out, but now our goalkeeper's a problem.
Yeah, goalkeepers are so massive. I mean, it gets brought up all the time, but the gap between Schmeichel and Van der Sar, I think goalies let us down in that period. I think, you know, even just specific games, the Barthez against Di Canio thing, you know, that was what he was like. He was a bit of a, you know, a loose cannon, a bit of a maverick. But you don't want that, really.
And Roy Carroll.
You want someone who's going to come in and be certain and safe and brilliant.
Yeah.
Tim Howard as well. But yeah, I think it's a difficult position to get right. And we've maybe took De Gea for granted for the last few years. But he hasn't quite been there. So yeah, Ollie's got to sort it out.
He does. In at number 3, we need a centre-back, Joe. Get this defence sorted. Now, actually, settling your goalkeeper down could help sort that out.
Yep.
And a couple of other positions could help cement your defence. But we need a centre-half. There's talk about Varane. There's talk about Pau Torres. Yeah. There's talk about all these different centre-halves. Do we need a defender in the Varane mould that's been there and done it and worn the T-shirt? Or do we need a defender in the Pau Torres mould?
I mean, I don't think there's anyone saying that you don't need a defender in the Varane mould. He's a brilliant player who has done it, has won it all, but also he's got a lot of those sort of credentials, those like top trump stats that you would want next to Harry Maguire. His speed, he's good in the air, he's strong, he's physical, he's good on the ball. Like, he's literally a sort of perfectly built centre-back, isn't he, Varane? He's been brilliant for almost a decade now, or a decade. I think he'd be perfect next to Maguire. We saw last season, at the end of the season, Maguire's out, our defence is just nowhere near the same level. Bailly and Lindelof is nowhere near as good as Maguire and Lindelof, or Maguire and Bailly. And heaven forbid one of those two got injured, then you're looking at Phil Jones playing for United. So I think we probably do need someone, and surely Varane will be the first choice, and he's the best option available.
Your first choice?
Yeah, definitely.
Is my first choice as well. We did a 3-in-3 out thing before, didn't we? And Varane, for me, was in that list because I don't want another risk. You know what I mean? I don't want to... And we've got a Lindelof and a Bailly who I think Lindelof's ahead of Bailly at this moment in time.
Yeah.
They're both probably a little bit risky. But we need a cert, and Varane is a cert.
Yeah.
And number 4, Paul Pogba's future needs sorted. If we don't get him sign a new contract, we need to sell him this summer, Joe. It's that simple. We can't be letting him go for freebies.
It's embarrassing, isn't it?
And imagine mid-season, let's say we're in this title race, and he can start talking to clubs in January. Imagine what Mino Raiola's going to be like.
Imagine, and let's not rule this out, we're in a title race with City, he starts talking to City.
Nah, that won't happen.
It might not happen for him. Mino Raiola would come out and say it. No one's off the table at this time. Manchester City have won a lot of trophies. You could see it. I'm not saying Pogba's going to sign for him, but I wouldn't rule out a fucking month of everyone going, he might sign for City. Raiola's going to make him sign for City. It wouldn't happen. But that sort of thing is never off the table with Raiola, is it?
I'm sure Raiola's said a similar thing in the past, hasn't he?
Sure he has.
Pogba had blue hair once, which caused a lot of question marks, although he went there and scored twice. But we have to get that done, dusted. Yeah. Pogba, staying or going. If not, take 40, 50 million and let him go. Because
something has to give there, doesn't it?
The other stuff, I don't like the look of that. Number 5, that fragility at key moments. Now, I do think this probably should have been saved for number 10 because everything else around it should help solve the fragility at key moments. Yeah. But in finals, semi-finals, big moments in that title race last year, we weren't strong enough. We weren't mentally strong enough. We were a little bit fragile. You could argue that. A little bit bottly.
Getting to the semi-finals and losing over and over again is a bit of a worry. Getting to a final and losing, getting to those near misses. Near misses can be a problem, can't they? But not that I want to compare this team to Klopp or Ole to Klopp at all. I think it was 6 finals in a row he lost. And then they won the league, then they won the Champions League, then they won the league. So it's something you can overcome. It's something that, it is difficult to start with, but you can get better at. And conversely, you can get worse at it as well. There are managers and players who do start to bottle it as things go on. It's not a static thing. Once you're good at it, you're good at it. Once you're bad at it, you're bad at it. We can overcome that. And like you said, sort the goalkeeper out, sort the centre-back out, sort the wingers out, sort a few other things out that we'll hear about in a second. Those things kind of take care of themselves. I think we need a little bit more experience. Varane would be a great way to sort of deal with that. He's won everything. Sometimes certain positions, our defence, all of it has never won anything. The midfield, it's basically Pogba that's won anything. That's it.
De Gea's and Jones, but is not involved. He's the only player to have won a league title.
Exactly. So it's an English league title that is anyway. But yeah, it's something that we could do with adding a few more experienced players, people who have won things. That should get us over the line.
Yes, defo. In at number 6, a number 6.
Nice, I like that.
We need one, don't we? I don't want to see no more McFred. I don't mind seeing McTominay in a game or Fred in a game. I don't want to see McFred. Just don't.
I think that, it's not looking like it's a main priority though, is it? Camavinga's been mentioned now. He may, he may come in and do something, but he's not a sort of deep line defensive number 6. But maybe we don't need that. Maybe we just need 1 or 2 players who can fill that area of the pitch in a different way. We don't necessarily need Kante or Matic, that kind of player. Maybe we just need Pogba and Camavinga, or Pogba and whoever, and that can be enough. Not every team has got some hard tackling, sprint up and down, destroyer type player. There may be another way to do it, but that position needs sorting out. And especially, let's say we get Sancho in, now Rashford's on the left, Bruno's obviously playing at number 10. Where does Pogba fit into this team? Because you're either dropping Bruno, or you're either dropping Rashford to get him on the left wing, or you have to play him deep. And if we're playing him alongside Fred, we know that doesn't work. We know it doesn't work alongside Matic.
That's why I think we have to go 4-3-3 as well.
Maybe.
Because then you play the 6, 2 8s. I think Bruno is at 8 as well. I think would be... He might drop down in terms of goals and assists, but Sancho's will add to it.
Yeah.
So I do think playing Bruno in the 8 position will help as well. But number 6 and number 6. Number 7, will we get cover at right back or do we stick with Delo?
Oh, Delo. It seemed like a no-brainer that he would either be leaving or would, get a replacement for him. You stick with him. You like him, don't you?
It's not just because he follows us on Instagram.
It might be though.
And he knows my face, and we say hello to each other and all that. I actually think he's a very good player. And you know what? I watched him. I know Portugal went out, but I watched him for that Portugal game, and he was wasteful at times. Few crosses, first touches, but generally speaking, I thought he was impressive. He did well. He didn't show any fear. He kept going in that game. And that was his first proper start in a massive tournament with players like Ronaldo and that around him. AC Milan this year, looking good. I'd rather keep Delo than sign Trippier.
Would you? To me, though, the question I have with Delo is, what is the standard that we set for a starting player for Manchester United? Because, just trying hard and not giving up and putting the odd ball in the box isn't enough for me. If we want an attacking defender, they need to have proven assists, proven goals, be very good going forward. Not just, he wasn't shit. And as much I do like Diogo Dalot, I think he's got a lot to give to someone. I think he can improve a lot. I'm not sure United is the place for another player that hasn't proven it yet and needs to prove it before they get on.
But you got to that cover though. It's not I
get that. I do get that.
And he is better going forward than Aaron.
Is he? Statistically, is he? Does he get more assists?
I think he's a lot better. He did well for AC as well. I don't watch week in, week out, so I'm not pretending that I do. But I watch a lot of them in Champions League, in Europe.
Yeah.
And I watched a few of their games. Is that a whistle coming from my mouth? And it was good. Yeah. I thought
I'm not saying he's hopeless. I think he's a good player. I just think maybe we should be going for someone that we know is.
We gave Brandon Williams a chance. And I mean, Delot's better than Brandon Williams.
Yeah, but Brandon Williams doesn't start for Man United.
No, but we gave, you know what I mean? We gave him. Yeah. I feel like we haven't given Delot a chance. Is it that thing with Ollie where he's gone, you're one of Jose's boys?
Maybe.
Although he's been kind to everyone else. Number 8, does Donny have a future? Ollie needs to fix this, doesn't he? Does he have a future?
He needs to stop the rumours or something, something needs to happen here. Because the rumours again in the paper the other day, him, may well be able to leave Manchester United this summer to fund other transfers. It's been one season. I've always said, I think he played 30 games for United last season, or 25 appearances for United last season. He's not getting chances. I know a lot of those are 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. But he hasn't proved himself that much. I don't think if it was up to me, I would sell him just because he'd had one season that wasn't great. But then the other side of it is, if that's the only way we can fund transfers, maybe it will happen. The fact that Ole hasn't come out and said he's had a great season, we'll be here next year, makes me question it. But if it was up to me...
Because if he said he had a great season, everyone will know he's lying.
Well, he's proven and he's shown us enough to
in training or
we
whatever.
know he'll be an important part of the squad next year, that kind of thing. The fact that he hasn't said that makes me think maybe something is on the cards for him. What do you reckon? Do you think he could go? I think he could.
I think he's more likely to go than we think. Unfortunately,
1 year.
Which is a shame because I do think he has something in him, and I think Holland would have been better with him in the squad as well.
Me too.
Obviously, he was injured. Number 9, we've still got some dead wood to get rid of. Romero, Grant,
Martial.
Jones. What, pardon? Andreas Pereira.
That's what I meant.
That's what you meant.
Yeah.
So we've still got a fair bit of players that need to get shifted on. We could possibly clear up a little bit in the wage bill. And then, of course, you mentioned Martial, you mentioned Donny van der Beek, you mentioned these different players. If their position in the squad has changed, that's the only way I see Martial wanting to leave. If he goes, I'm not starting every week for you, all right, I'm off. Because apart from that,
now.
I don't think he will want to leave. I think he'd be happy to be a part of the squad. I think Ollie would be happy to keep him. And without buying a new striker, we can't sell a striker.
No.
So let's get that out of our heads. But there could be transfers that happen that we don't. Delo, another one we've spoken about. So there's still a bit of work to do in terms of those outgoings. And if we want to get those extra players, the Trippiers, Camavinga, maybe we need to sign something.
Maybe we do.
I'd sell Marshall for Grealish.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I would do.
That's sad.
And Pogba for Grealish.
Both of them?
No.
No, just one or the other. Yeah.
One of.
Yeah, we need to get rid of some.
What if we gave Donny van der Beek to Villa?
For Grealish? Would they want him?
It'd be a good replacement,
He's
wouldn't
going City, isn't he?
Who Donny van der Beek?
Grealish.
He's not. He's not. He told me. We got this thing. Trust me. He's not going to City. He will be at Villa or Manchester United next season.
I like your confidence.
All right? Sorted. Number 10, Marcus Rashford. We've heard him talking about it recently. Oh, I've got an injury, but I don't know if I'm going to get an operation. I don't know. Get your operation. Get fit. Sort it out. If we got Sancho now, we can say that, right?
Yeah.
Daniel James, Mason Greenwood, Martial, Amad Diallo.
Cavani.
All these players can play in the front three. Go get your operation, man. It doesn't even make sense for him to be at the Euros.
Well, that's the question then. What do you make of the fact that he's basically playing for England at the expense
He's not played?
No, but he does. He has played in, I think, all the games. At the expense of missing maybe a month or who knows how long at the start of the season for United. What do you make of that?
Because it's an international tournament,
Yeah.
a serious tournament, I can accept
You can
it.
accept it.
Because these might be once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. And he might think, me just being in the squad, all right, I'm half fit, I'll get a few minutes. If I can pick up a medal, great. I understand in it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to begrudge him that. But I don't want to see you starting the season unfit, holding your shoulder, hobbling around.
There was rumours during the PSG game earlier in the season. I think he couldn't sprint properly because he couldn't pump his arms because his shoulder was so painful. So it's like when he's trying to go through on goal, I can't remember who was one-on-one up against his shoulder. He ended up going down, but the pain wasn't from the contact. It was from trying to sprint with a shoulder that he can't move. That's not good if you're an athlete, that you can't sprint when speed is such an important part of his game.
And
it needs fixing.
He needs to speak to people like Ronaldo, Giggs, who looked after their body and extended their career. Might be difficult to get hold of Ryan Giggs at the moment. Or speak to someone even like Wayne Rooney. Bro, if he had injuries, he played through him and look at his career towards the end. He physically, he didn't have it anymore, to be able to. And that's how I feel Rashford could be going. He could be sacrificing himself almost. And I think United have to say, have the first month off or have pre-season off. Get fit.
Yeah.
That's one thing we need to sort out. Anyway, that's been 10 things we need to sort out. Let us know in the comments below what Ollie must fix before the start of the new season. And of course, thank you to Surfshark. Remember, surfshark.deals/MCKOLA, McKola. Enter the promo code McKola again, and you will get 83% off and 3 extra months for free. And you know what else I just figured as well? You know, if they're from around the world and they can't get BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, you use that, Surfshark, you get onto it, you let them think you're in England, You got a TV license? Oh yeah, mate, I got
Yes,
one.
please.
And then you can watch the games for free, mate.
Do what you want.
You like it?
Brilliant.
It's good, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Love Island's back as well, so you might want to get on that. Just like Joe, will we? Anyway, thank you for joining us, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one main reason? One main thing he needs to fix? Trophies, innit?
Trophies. Bottle in it. We need some trophies.
We need some trophies. Get them trophies in. Thank you to Surfshark. Thank you to you guys at home for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, share. See you in a bit.